It's that time of year where you'll likely be hitting the road at some point, headed to see family. And with more and more people out on the roads, it's really important to make sure you're doing what you can to stay focused and not distracted. This afternoon, we have Ginny Brzezinski and Ryan McMahon with us to go over some things to keep in mind if we're planning a trip. So I want to talk about this survey that was released. There is some troubling data regarding distracted driving. What did that survey say?
Melissa, that's right. There was some disturbing data that we found, and that is that close to 60% of people admit to sending or texts or emails while they're driving. About 25% said they're actively updating or checking their social media. Another quarter are taking photos or videos while they're driving. And some people are even shopping online while they're driving. So even if you're not engaging in any of these distracted behaviors, you need to be aware that there are a lot of people out there who are.
Right. So while we ourselves are trying to be safe, other people maybe are not. Ginny, given this research, I've got a 15-year-old. She's in the process of getting her temps right now. I don't know if she's always listening, but I'm trying to give the message about being distracted and staying safe. How do we have those conversations with the people who are important in our lives?
Yeah, I think it's important for parents to model the good behavior, right, when you're driving, but also to have that conversation and tell them that, if they look down at their phone for just 5 seconds and they're going 55 miles an hour, they've covered the length of a football field, basically with a blindfold on, right? Because they're not looking at the road. So you need to have the conversation about it's not just a couple seconds. Every single second that they're driving matters. They need to be focused on the road. A couple of other things you can do before you go out, before you even leave the driveway: program that nav system ahead of time. Don't try and do it on the fly. Set up your podcast or playlist in advance. Don't try and do that while you're driving. If you are a passenger in a car and there is somebody who is driving distracted, you need to speak up and say something. And then lastly, most phones now come loaded with technology that can block incoming texts or alerts when the car is in motion. It's called Do Not Disturb. It's a setting. You just go into that setting, and on the iPhone, it's driving focus. For Android users, it's called driving mode. You just flick that on, and then your phone will not be pinging and buzzing as you're driving along. It'll wait until you've come to a stop driving to alert you about your incoming texts and emails.
Ryan, I want to talk to you about telematics. That's helping to identify distracted driving risks. How do you measure that, and when is it used?
Yeah, good question. And I think ultimately it's important to understand that the technology helps us identify behaviors that cause crashes. So when we look at the behavior of distracted driving, about a third of the crashes that we detect, the driver's phone is in their hand at the time of the impact. So it's a much bigger issue than people may have thought in the past. While everyone knows that it's something that inherently doesn't seem like the right thing to do, it truly is dangerous. Increases the risk every time you pick up the phone of crashing by about 300%.
I drove a car the other day, and it can sense when you're not looking straight ahead, and you can change your radio and your stations right there on the steering wheel and the dashboard. Do you think that's actually safer, or are those kind of things also a distraction?
I think ultimately it's where your eyes are looking. That's really the key behind safe driving, is making sure that you can see out. So anything that helps keep your eyes and your attention in front of you is going to be safer than taking your eyes off the road.
And is that pretty much what telematics is those things that we're talking about, promoting safer driving?
Well, telematics is technology that helps measure these components, but the real key on the safety is really developing those behaviors and those habits that include not driving distracted and not driving at excessive speeds. And that's where the insurance industry comes in. The insurance industry has actually provided incentives to drivers to reduce those behaviors. About 45 million people have enrolled in programs, insurance telematics programs, that provide feedback on those behaviors and then also put money back in drivers' pockets through premium incentives and discounts that are there for drivers that drive safe. So the technology is important, but the insurance industry's role is really the key, because they're providing incentives to keep those behaviors ongoing on a regular basis.
Yeah, and everybody wants a cheaper rate nowadays with all the inflation and all the bills we all have. Where do we go for more information about this, the telematics, and maybe to just look at some of this data and figure out how we can implement this not only for ourselves as drivers, but again for our younger family members' kids?
So you can go to travelersinstitute.org or you can go to cmt.ai.
All right, Ginny and Ryan, thanks so much for joining us. Happy holidays to you both and safe driving.
Thank you.